Yeah, looking forward to this match, Jim. I think Manchester United are the team that everybody loves to watch. My only complaint is when Man U are playing, the game goes too quickly. But I think that Man U will eventually win the game today. I think the problem for Villa is that Man U score goals from everywhere in the park. Even their fullbacks come up with shots at goal. And I think they'll be, this is their first game today trying to get this treble. So I think Aston Villa have got a hard game against them.
They've got it all to do. Your old club, Villa, Alan. How do you feel about it? What are their chances, do you think?
Well, I mean, they've every chance because they're actually there. I mean, I've got to agree with Dave. I mean, they have struggled to score goals, Villa, over the last few games. I mean, they're coming off two home defeats, which is unusual at Villa Park for them. And with Man United scoring from every department, they really have got up against it today. My heart wants to say Aston Villa, you know, but really Man United are the team of the moment in England.
So you're both going for United, you can't see by them?
No, I can't go the same team David's going. I've got to go for Aston Villa.
You're going to go for Villa, OK. Well, let's hand over to our commentator team now at Wembley. Summariser Gordon McQueen, commentator Jerry McNee.
And welcome everyone to the special magic of Wembley Stadium. Dennis Law there, of course, the former Manchester United player, being interviewed trackside by Gary Newborn. Let's go to that interview. Well, we're having a bit of a sound problem there, but a capacity crowd in one of the world's great football arenas, looking forward to what promises to be a superb match. The game being transmitted to 30 countries around the globe and 100 million viewers, and very much the people's final, with the bulk of the tickets going to genuine fans, which is always very important indeed. But let's hand back now to Jim in the studio. I'm sorry, we're having some sound problems here, but up come the teams now. Aston Villa, and the back four there of Barrett, McGrath, Teal and Staunton, who's back from injury. Fenton comes in, and he will play in the inside right channel, according to Ron Atkinson. And Dalian Atkinson, he says, will play wide on the right. And he's going for a midfield with plenty of steel. And that means no place in the starting lineup for Ray Houghton. He has to settle for a place on the bench along with Neil Cox. There's the Manchester United lineup. Seeley coming in yet again for a Wembley appearance. He replaced Jim Leighton a few years ago in the FA Cup final for the replay. And he comes in now for Peter Schmeichel, who's suspended. But the rest of the lineup, as expected, Hughes and Cantona up front. Kanchelskis has put some injury problems behind them. Well, alongside me, of course, Gordon McQueen, who's graced this stadium on a number of occasions. Gordon, I know you're looking forward to this one.
Yeah, certainly. I think Wembley games, I mean, you just can't beat them. A fantastic atmosphere, and it helps when you've got two of the biggest clubs in Britain meeting here today. And then the reception the teams got when they come out was quite magnificent. Manchester United fans to the right, and Aston Villa fans at the left-hand side making a tremendous atmosphere. Always a great occasion here at Wembley. And Aston Villa, obviously, the underdogs, and the media have got Manchester United to win. The bookmakers have got Manchester United as strong favourites. But looking around their side, they're pretty strong underdogs when you look at Dean Saunders and Atkinson, Paul McGrath, Andy Townsend. And I think this game might be a little bit tight than a lot of people imagine, but I still expect Manchester United to win it.
Yeah, there's Eric Cantona, who's been very much in the news of late. And Graham Fenton coming in to the Villa side this afternoon. Big day for him. So away we go in the 34th English League Cup final. Aston Villa against Manchester United. Ron Atkinson bidding to win trophies here with 3 different clubs, and of course Manchester United chasing the treble, which has been called the impossible dream by some people. But this very much the first leg of that treble for Alec Ferguson and Manchester United this afternoon. But here's a break by Andy Townsend, but mopped up. It's Daly forcing his way through now. And if he gets to the dead ball line, he'll cause United all kinds of problems. So a big challenge on for Paul Parker, who's a very good man marker. He certainly has the pace to deal with the Daly, but an early indication there of the danger from the Villa winger. So this is Parker for Manchester United to Cantona, who's being watched carefully there by Sean Teal. The pitch, as ever, in immaculate condition. Here's Giggs trying to get forward, and the ball's pushed out of play by Sean Teal. This is Kanchelskis. That's Keane. Staunton in there, and the clearance from Fenton. This is Kanchelskis trying to force his way through, doing extremely well, taking the return pass from Keane, getting to the line. That one away to the far side, and Villa taking no chances whatsoever. And Manchester United have the corner, so pleasing start for Alex Ferguson. Kanchelskis causing all kinds of problems there. It's pushed away by Bosnich. Picked up by Keane. It's Cantona. Kanchelskis. This is Hughes. He claims for handball against McGrath, but play on, says the referee. United pressing forward at every opportunity, but this is Daly. Through to Saunders. Long ball played away out to the right to Atkinson, who's operating out on that right area, as his manager said he would before kick-off time. Now it's Saunders. Richardson lays it off. Townsend plays it through. And Fenton goes down on the edge of the area, but the referee indicating he took a bit of a dive, made a bit of a meal of that, as he was challenged by Steve Bruce. Ron Atkinson can always manage a smile. There was a lovely shot of him and Alec Ferguson in the tunnel just before the teams emerged. And there's the incident again, but the referee up with the play, just told them to get on with it. This is Bruce, the United captain.
Well, it's certainly a big day for Graham Fenton, coming in obviously for the Ray Houghton, who Ron Atkinson feels isn't just quite 100% fit, and obviously Wembley's just one of those places that you can't take any chances if you're not 100% fit, but it's certainly a big day for the young midfielder, only 19 years of age, and certainly never experienced anything like this kind of atmosphere before.
This is Hughes for United to Giggs. Good challenge there by Kevin Richardson, the Villa captain. Fenton leaves it. This is Cantona trying to switch the play out to the left there to Ryan Giggs. Now it's Staunton. Townsend. Steve Staunton, the former Liverpool player, clipping it forward. That's Daly. Looking for Saunders, but good challenge from Bruce. Barrett having problems with Ryan Giggs, but the ball's out for the throw-in to Villa.
That'll be a good little tussle with Ryan Giggs and Earl Barrett. Obviously, we all know what Ryan Giggs can do, tremendous pace, but Earl Barrett's also one of the quickest defenders in the Premier League.
Well, he'll want to try and push Giggs inside as much as possible onto his right foot. And the ball on the other side of the field, and United have the throw. Paul Parker, the former Fulham and Queen's Park Rangers player, with the throw. Kanchelskis turns, and that's a throw-in, indicates the linesman. But Kanchelskis already in this match posing problems for Villa. Here's another man who might do that as well. Cantona providing a cross. Giggs is up there, and the ball drifts behind for the Goal kick. Ryan Giggs' 3 goals so far in this tournament, and according to press reports here this morning, he's now earning in the region of £600,000 a year, thanks to lots of commercial contracts.
Yeah, nearly got his head to that one as well. I mean, the Aston Villa defenders there, Paul McGrath in particular, just a little bit dozy there.
Well, it's 37 years since the sides last met here in the Wembley final. And the top seats in those days cost £2.10 shillings. Certainly they're around the £60 mark this afternoon. Here come United. It's Hughes. Good play by Hughes. Great close control by Hughes. But so many defenders around him, but almost managing to get through. The back heel flick there from Fenton, giving it away though. This is Giggs. Pulling it through now for Dennis Irwin. Barrett's across with him. And allows the ball to go behind for the goal kick.
Well, I'd mentioned that Paul McGrath was a bit slow to react to the Cantona cross when Giggs get the header in, but I tell you what, it was a fantastic tackle he put in there in Mark Hughes.
Well, this is Errol Barrett sending the ball through. Picked up now by Fenton. Graham Fenton, just 19 years of age, forcing the play forward. But, losing out on that occasion as he clashed with Dennis Irwin. Dennis Irwin, one of a number of Republic of Ireland players on show this afternoon, and I see Big Jack Charlton just along from us. So a good chance for him to make a form check before the World Cup. And there's another player involved with him, Paul McGrath. This is Teal to Staunton. Long one for Townsend to chase. Another Irish player. Roy Keane. Oh, that's another one. And he made the challenge. This is Kanchelskis. Nice touch from Cantona. Kanchelskis again, showing tremendous pace. Cantona playing it through again, but Sean Teal reacting quickly. But some delightful play between Kanchelskis there and Cantona.
Yeah, just the final ball there, let Cantona down. He had a good opportunity to put Kanchelskis in, but Kanchelskis has certainly made a very positive start to this game.
That's true now for Hughes. Giggs is in there, but Errol Barrett comes across and does enough to get the ball back to Mark Bosnich in the Villa goal. Giggs, as ever, carrying a threat.
Yeah, another ball in here, and I think the Manchester United fans here were claiming for a penalty kick, saying that Errol Barrett maybe just nudged Ryan Giggs off the ball, but the referee thought otherwise, and so did I.
It's Townsend's header, to be by Pallister. This is Staunton. Daly. Townsend. Daly again. Well challenged though by Ince. And Sealy having to move quickly there as Graham Fenton come in. It's Staunton's header. This is Keane for Manchester United. United playing in the green and yellow shirts this afternoon, which was the very first strip they had way back in their formative years. This is Kanchelskis. Slid off by Hughes, a shot going in there from Ince.
Yeah, well, that's once again Cantona at the start of that move, and it really is a problem for Ron Atkinson. I mean, what do you do with him? Because he pops up all over the place unless you go man for man, and Ron Atkinson has stated in the build-up to this game that he's not going to attempt that with Cantona. But he does give you problems. He pops up on the right, pops up on the left, goes deep.
So the flag has gone up on the far side. It's a free kick to United. Les Sealy there, hoping to add to his medals collection, an FA Cup medal 4 years ago, followed by a European Cup Winners' Cup medal when United beat Barcelona in Rotterdam.
He hasn't done too badly for a reserve team goalkeeper.
And of course he did have a spell at Villa. He left Manchester United then for Aston Villa, but returned to Old Trafford. This is Townsend for Villa. Staunton forcing the ball through to Daly. Ince is with him, reads it well. What a power of work Paul Ince gets through. Now it's Cantona, but Kanchelskis again getting through there, and well challenged by Sean Teal. Well, an excellent defender, Teal. He also has a great left foot and can deliver fine crosses, but he's worked cut out with this man so far this afternoon, Kanchelskis. This is Parker to Ince. Keane, little backheel flick to Kanchelskis. And United have the throw. Well, it's 17 long years since Villa were last here in the national final. And they've such a lot to play for this afternoon. The whole season depends on it. And of course a place in Europe up for grabs as well. And it's Daly and Atkinson forcing the play forward. This is Fenton. And it all breaks down for Villa.
Well, certainly Daly and Atkinson, because the best defence has serious problems. He's obviously got terrific pace, loves running at defenders, but is a player that's very much unpredictable as well.
This is Cantona. Trying to switch the play to Giggs. So away by Barrett, only as far as Hughes. This is Giggs. Cantona's calling for it in the middle. He's blocked though by Barrett. There is Giggs. And that's United's ball. So a great tussle going on between Barrett and Giggs. This is Cantona. Well, he starts a 5-match suspension after this afternoon. He'll want to get with a bang. He'll also want to stay on the field, having been sent off in the last 2 games. This is Pallister to Irwin. Ince, Hughes. Good running there by Irwin. It's Giggs cutting infield. Great play by Giggs inside the penalty area. And the effort going in from Hughes. Alec Ferguson out of his seat there. Brian Kidd alongside him, but superb play by Giggs, and Hughes almost getting the opener.
Yeah, he's some player, this kid. I mean, that was a terrific run into the Aston Villa box. He looks up, picks out Mark Hughes, who's rushing him, but Mark Hughes doesn't really quite connect, and it just slips past the Bosnich's left-hand post. What about this for a run? Out of the corner flag, one player, 2 players, sets up Sparky Hughes, and he knocks it wide.
And Mark Hughes, 18 goals so far this season, coming so close there. It's Villa trying to get forward. That ball's cut out though by Cantona. This is Parker, stopped by Staunton. In steps Cantona. Good skills by the Frenchman. Giggs coming in to meet that. Still United have it through Parker. So here's Bruce. Cantona. Cantona dropping deep there, as he likes to do at times. He really does become such a free role. Here he is again. He just wanders about at will.
Yeah, he's just running the show just now, and Aston Villa have made a poor start to this game. It's all Manchester United pressure, Manchester United possession. Time being, Aston Villa just attempted to soak up pressure, maybe hit Manchester United in the odd break.
This is Pallister. Hughes. Ince. That's Giggs. Supported by Irwin. Pallister. United knocking the passes about. Roy Keane taken a bit late there by the Villa skipper Kevin Richardson.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of frustration keeping in there Kevin Richardson's part, because Manchester United was knocking the ball about, keeping possession. Kevin Richardson decided to do something about it.
This So still no scoring here at Wembley Stadium in this Coca-Cola Cup final between Aston Villa and Manchester United. It's Richardson getting a touch for Villa. Keane plays it through to Cantona. It's handball by Inns. Free kick to Villa. This is Townsend. Richardson clips it through. It's headed away by Bruce. Touch from Pallister. This is Cantona. And it's Teal who mops up.
That's confident play by Villa there out of defence.
This is Fenton. Richardson sends it through. And it's easily taken by Lysili. And that's McGrath having to come across there because of the threat of Giggs. Paul McGrath playing against his old club this afternoon. This is Steve Bruce for United. Bruce again to Cantona. This is Keane striding forward. Big hole opening up there. Keane again with the header. It's punched away by Bosnich. Well, Keane combining well there with Mark Hughes. And it's Dalian Atkinson sweeping the ball to safety.
Well, once again, that's Cantona that starts that move, and it ends up a lovely 1-2 between Keane and Mark Hughes. Fully expected Keane to have a shot at goal there, but decided to try the diving header and never get really any power behind it. But they're certainly looking by far the better side, Manchester United.
That's Inns sending it through. This is Giggs. Led off by Fenton. Dean Saunders up there very much on his own and with an awful lot to do. This is Hughes. It's Bruce sending it through. Taken down by Cantona. Well, he played it through there. I think hoping that Giggs was on a run. Ince was certainly well forward. But this was delightful play just a few moments ago, involving Keane and Hughes. And Keane diving through here, and the goalkeeper parrying the ball away. Mark Bosnich with plenty to say. And, Roy Keane making his mark on this match.
He's one of those players, Roy, that can run all day, makes great runs from penalty box to penalty box, never seems to tire, with fantastic stamina.
Good turn by Hughes, he's caught though by Kevin Richardson. Battle going on there, and the referee stepping in. Saunders again very much a lone attacker. Pallister sends it to Irwin. Long ball now for Keane to chase. The keeper's come out of his area. The referee shakes his head and says no foul as Bosnich came racing out of the area. Keane running onto that long ball out of defence. And the Manchester United fans not at all happy, as you can hear.
Yeah, well, it was another very good run for followed by Roy Keane. See the long ball coming out of defence. Bosnies commits himself here. Keane keeping his eye on the ball, just nudges it away from him. Well, it's a difficult one for the referee, but I think he got it right.
This is Daly intercepting. Can Villa do something now? It's Staunton sweeping in the cross. Dennis Irwin's there with Daly and Atkinson. So still no scoring here at Wembley in this League Cup final.
Yeah, and I think that's over 20 minutes gone, and well, we've hardly seen anything of Dean Saunders in this match at all. And there was a lot of talk before the game that he might just be the one to swing it in Villa's favour.
So Sean Teal has gone forward, and Pallister keeping a close watch on things. So dominant in there, of course, is Gary Pallister. Played into the near post, and another corner kick to Villa, conceded there by Roy Keane. Ron Atkinson there, the Villa manager. Big Aston Villa support behind Seeley's goal. So it's Staunton again, the in-swinger, and Seeley forced into conceding a third consecutive corner kick.
Yeah, it looks to me as if he had to tip that one over the bar. A ferocious in-swinger, that was going to end up in the back of the net.
So we're now midway through the first half here at Wembley. Still no scoring. And Villa at last exerting some pressure from set pieces. Well, Fenton sends that one in, and it's hooked away just in the nick of time by Dennis Irwin. Daly and Atkinson was threatening. So Villa making more of a game of it now after a very good opening spell by Manchester United. But here comes Ryan Giggs. And that ball goes Aston Villa's way. It's Fenton to Daly. And it's a free kick to Villa. Conceded by Gary Pallister. And once again, Sean Teal moves forward. It's played through the direction of Saunders, but Keane's back there doing some stout defending. Good play there by Hughes to Giggs. Kanchelskis is ahead of him, but Villa have plenty of players in that vicinity, but still Giggs gets the ball through to him. It's Kanchelskis. Cantona. He's challenged strongly by Townsend. Well, Cantona looking for far too much time on the ball. And Andy Townsend gets Villa forward now. Good ball through to Saunders. He steps away from Bruce. Still it's Saunders for Villa. He lays it off now to Staunton. He can certainly strike them, but that's blocked there by Paul Parker. Well, that wasn't a bad clearance at all from Seeley. And Teal had to knock the ball out of play. Now it's Hughes. In steps Richardson. Laid off by McGrath. This is Teal. Now it's Barrett. To Daly and Atkinson. Richardson. Barrett again. Atkinson. Barrett trying to get forward. Giggs goes with him. And the referee giving the free kick to Villa. Instructions from the boss. There's Villa trying to get forward. That's a good ball through now. This is a real chance for Atkinson. Daly Atkinson gives Aston Villa the lead with 25 minutes gone. Delight for the Villa fans. Well, Aston Villa were threatening to do something in the last 10 minutes or so, and a great finish by Atkinson, who was so instrumental in getting them to this final. A lovely touch there by Saunders to Atkinson. He really kept himself very cool indeed as he rolled the ball over the line.
Yeah, it was a fantastic 1-2. What about this for a touch from Dean Saunders? When the ball gets played in here, right into Atkinson's path. Paul Parker and the right back positions played Atkinson on. They've just started to play that little bit better in the last couple of minutes, but in saying that, really, to be perfectly honest, Manchester United have dominated the game so far. But when you get players like Atkinson and Saunders about, they're always liable to cause you some damage.
Here they come again. It's Daly. Saunders, who provided that lovely touch. Richardson. Villa playing with a lot of confidence. They'd forced 3 corner kicks just before scoring that goal. And there's the man who got it. And of course he kept Villa very much alive. He scored in the first leg of the semi-final at Prenton Park when Villa seemed dead and buried at the hands of Tranmere, and then with just 2 minutes to go of the second leg, he rescued them again and helped set them on the way to Wembley. And here this afternoon, he's given Aston Villa the lead after 25 minutes. Dalian Atkinson. That's his 6th goal in this tournament. Well, how will Manchester United respond? The long one from Giggs, and easily taken by Mark Bosnich, who was on United's books a few years back. Well, Ferguson with plenty to ponder, but Bosnich actually played 3 first-team games for Manchester United. Of course, he was very much a hero in the semi-final ties with 3 penalty saves in the penalty shootout. Well, Kevin Richardson has taken a knock. He's on the ground as play goes on. Atkinson has it. The referee decides to allow some treatment because it is a head knock.
It was a nasty collision that there. In fact, it was one of his own defenders, Paul McGrath, came there and just a clash of heads with Richardson. And of course, in those situations nowadays, the referee stops the game immediately.
Well, Kevin Richardson, the captain of Villa, very much the anchor in midfield. He's caught there by his own player, as God said. It was Paul McGrath, in fact, who had come in to help make the clearance. So a moment of respite for the goal scorer.
Well, it'll be certainly interesting to see how Manchester United react to that. Well, shock. Here's the goal again. Nice control by Atkinson, and just slips it past Les Sealet. I suppose you could say there's a little bit of slackness in the Manchester United back 4. I think 1 or 2 of them had pushed out looking for an offside decision, but Paul Parker had stayed in there. Most certainly played Dalian Atkinson onside.
So happily for Villa, Kevin Richardson has recovered. It's a touch by Hughes to Cantona. This is Kanchelskis. So Manchester United with a real fight in their hands now to win this League Cup this afternoon and keep alive hopes of the treble. Kanchelskis provides a cross. It's away by Benton. It's Cantona.
Well, some of the more experienced players there, Paul McGrath and Kevin Ricks, is not at all happy with the youngster there. Graham Fenton, who tried a little flick that one out of the box that landed straight at Cantona's feet. As you see here, instead of getting his left foot to that one and putting it right over the stand, knocks it straight into Cantona's path, but Cantona never struck that one particularly well, and not well at all.
Just the 1 goal so far in this tournament for Eric Cantona. Here come Villa again. This is Tony Daly. Takes a return from Townsend. Gets away from Roy Keane and stumbles at the vital moment. Tony Daly there, who is Always a threat on the left side of the field. But now it's Cantona for Manchester United. It's away by McGrath. Touch through from Staunton. Carefully watched by Bruce. So that's just over half an hour gone here at Wembley Stadium. Aston Villa are leading Manchester United by 1-0. Daly and Atkinson after 25 minutes. And here come United. It's Giggs trying to get through. It's away by McGrath. This is Collins. Irwin. Through for Giggs. Atkinson goes to meet him. And Giggs wins the corner kick for Manchester United. The bulk of the Manchester United fans behind the goal of Mark Bosnich. And roaring the team on, hoping they can get back into this game. Pallister was well forward. This is Kanchelskis. It's Cantona clipping it high. Away by Staunton. And the flag has gone up. It's a free kick to Aston Villa.
He gave an offside decision there against Eric Cantona. That was, well, I've seen one or two dodgy offside decisions in the Celtic game yesterday. Now, you try to tell me he was offside there? Certainly not.
United will be looking to Kanchelskis, who started the game so brightly, to get them back into this match. So one ball from McGrath. It's headed away by Pallister. This is Irwin. Richardson goes to meet it. Fenton trying to get away from the attentions of Irwin. So Villa have the throw. So Ron Atkinson will be a happier man now. He must have been anxious in the opening 20 minutes or so, as United threatened to take a grip of the game. But Villa then forcing 3 consecutive corners and taking the lead. That lead being 1-0. Irwin plays it through, looking for Giggs. Errol Barrett server. It's United's ball. This is Cantona. Can he conjure up something here? He gets in the cross, and Steve Staunton takes no chance at all. Heads the ball behind.
Well, it's got to be safety first when you're a defender in those situations. Steve Staunton really didn't know who was behind him, and just knocked that one out for a Man United corner kick.
So it's Giggs coming over to this near side to take it, which would indicate the in-swinger. And the goalkeeper handles it well. Very much a penalty specialist. He's saved 8 of them this season, and reckoned to be one of the best goalkeepers in the country. This is Kanchelskis taking the return from Parker. Cantona. Keane. Cantona again. Keane gets a little bit of space to move forward. Good ball out towards Hughes. Irwin's running in support. But that was well read by Atkinson, who went with the full-back.
It was a great chance to get Irwin through there, but to be fair to Daly and Atkinson, backtracked well there. He's worked extremely hard in this first half, apart from scoring the goal. And 5 minutes earlier, he popped up in the left-back position, and he's out helping his teammate Errol Barrett in the right-back position as well.
So it's Teal now, trying to get forward. He's blocked up by Paul Parker. So 10 minutes left of this first half here at Wembley Stadium in the 34th English League Cup final, the Coca-Cola final. And it's Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 0. This is Fenton. Atkinson. Townsend. Richardson. Challenged there by Hughes. That's a free kick. Well, Aston Villa were the first winners of the League Cup and also the first team, or the first club I should say, to win it 3 times. They won it in 1961, 75 and 77. And they have a hand on the trophy at the moment. It's Richardson, the captain, who strikes a free kick. Saunders is in there, battling away, but Bruce gets a vital touch for United. It's away by Parker to Cantona. He turns well, but gives it away. It's Richardson playing it through. This is Steve Bruce. Long one forward for Kanchelskis to chase. A little stumble there, though, allows Steve Staunton to mop up. This is Richardson. It's cut out by Keane. Richardson gets a second bite. This time it's Bruce who gets the touch for United. It's Irwin, Keane, Pallister. Irwin again. Giggs. Supported again by Dennis Irwin, who loves to get forward. He strikes a very good ball. This is Ince to Hughes. Keane. Irwin. Through looking for Giggs. Richardson gives a cross though. And it's Saunders backing into Pallister, and United have the free kick, which is quickly taken. It's with Keane. That's Hughes. Goes down by Teal. Still United have it though. It's Keane again, trying to pick out Giggs. Bit of a miscue by Errol Barrett. So just under 8 minutes of the first half left. This is Cantona. Looking for Hughes. Teal's with him though. The shot going in there from Parker. Not a bad effort. Hitting it first time.
Well, he's certainly not renowned for his goal-scoring exploits, Paul Parker, but he didn't half hit that one well, and it wasn't that far away. Once again, Sean Teal, who's having a really good game in the heart of the Villa defence, heads that one away, but not far enough. Parker strikes that one really well, swerving away from the goal mouth, just at the last minute.
Well, it would have been his first goal of the season. It would have been a handy one for United, who are trailing by 1-0. Time running away from him in this first half. And that's Sean Teal making the clearance. And again, it's a free kick against Dean Saunders for backing into the defender.
But Villa certainly making life difficult for Manchester United. They're getting absolutely everybody behind the ball and just leaving Dean Saunders to work in his own up front.
Again, the referee steps in. So can United do something here? Free kick midway inside the Villa half. Well, Bruce was well forward, but that's away by Teal. This is Giggs. It's away by Teal. And Paul Parker with the long pass to his goalkeeper. This is Pallister to Irwin. Cantona. Ball through now for Keane. This is Kanchelskis. Still it's Kanchelskis trying to get away there from Andy Townsend. It was blocked by Staunton. Still United have it through Parker. This is Ince. Richardson's with him. Ince onto the left foot. Cantona gets his head to that one. Keane's there, but losing out to young Graham Fenton. Hughes digs in well. So 5 minutes of the first half left. Kanchelskis sends it to Parker. Parker stumbling there and caught by Staunton. And the break's on here now for Villa. This is Tony Daly. Saunders is calling for it on the far side. This is Saunders. Villa getting players forward. It was Pallister who made the telling tackle. It's Cantona We'll try and switch a play here to Kanchelskis. Well, Kanchelskis trying to go on the outside of Steve Staunton, but just over-hitting the ball, and the Villa have the throw. This is Richardson playing it through. It's picked up by Saunders. Saunders sending it through to Fenton. This is Atkinson, Townsend, Richardson, Barrett. Richardson again. Solid challenge going in there. In fact, as Ince challenged him, Richardson's boot coming off. This is Daly to Townsend. Saunders forced to backtrack. And Villa surrender possession. So the final minutes of this first half ticking away. Aston Villa leading Manchester United by 1-0. Daly and Atkinson after 25 minutes. This is Hughes for United. Kanchelskis. There are just under 3 minutes of the first half left now. United trying to find a way through, but Villa with just about everyone behind the ball. It's Cantona. This is Pallister. Still it's Pallister. Trying to go in alone. Topples just on the edge of the area. Claims for a penalty, but the referee pointing just outside the 18-yard line. But still a free kick in a very dangerous position.
It'll be interesting if we can see that one again, because that was a blatant obstruction, if you ask me, and it was very close to being inside the box.
Pallister breaking from the back effectively. Well, can United conjure something up here? They've got several players who can correct them. Cantona's hovering. Irwin's over there as well. He can certainly hit the ball. And it's Irwin who took it. And that's high in the air. That will be a corner kick. Tony Daly trying to clear, but here's Pallister moving through just a few moments ago.
Yeah, I think, to be fair to the referee, Barrett probably just made contact right on the edge of the box.
So the corner kick, and it comes from Giggs. It's played through to Saunders, who's very much on his own, but Villa players are pouring forward now. That's a good ball through in the direction of Fenton. Irwin's under a lot of pressure here. Now the two Villa players, Atkinson and Fenton, getting in one another's way eventually, but still they have possession. We're inside the final minute as Ince pounces the ball but gives it away to Townsend. This is Staunton. Villa leading by 1-0. The final seconds ticking away in this first half. Well, Pallister sweeping the ball right across the path of Dean Saunders, living dangerously. Hughes plays it through looking for Cantona. It's headed away though by Teal. This is Staunton. Townsend. Daly and Atkinson. Leaves it to Townsend. Well, it looks as though Villa will carry this lead with them into the half-time break. Meanwhile, the referee moving in and awarding a free kick to United. We're into injury time now in this first half. Kanchelskis trying to get forward. Villa with plenty of cover. It's Richardson who hits the back pass. It's Ince's header. It's taken down by Hughes. Surrounded by Villa players. It breaks through to Giggs though. Well, Giggs trying to play it through to Cantona. Irwin was breaking well on the left, but Giggs was in a very tight situation. There's a long ball now looking for Saunders. It's headed away by Bruce, picked up by Parker. This is Cantona. There goes the half-time whistle. Oh, superb goal after 25 minutes by Delian Atkinson. The difference so far, the half-time score at Wembley Stadium. Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 0.
Welcome back. If you've just come in, it's 1-0 Villa in the Coca-Cola Cup final at Wembley. Alan, what about this man, Andrei Kanchelskis? What pace he's got, and he set up Cantona.
Absolutely lightning he is, incredible. I mean, he's really set the tone in the first half for me in the first 20 minutes by the pace. I mean, he's had 60, 70-yard runs twice, 3 times over, and there again you see the danger he can get to the byline, crossed it in. Okay, Cantona is a wee bit unlucky, would fancy him to hit the target from there, but again Villa have got bodies in defence and they've defended really well.
Cantona might have done better with that one though, Davey.
Yeah, I think so. I think he tried to keep the ball down there and he's put over the bar, but Kanchelskis on the wing is really causing problems the first half. His pace, as Alan said, is tremendous, and he was getting to the dead ball line, getting the ball across. But it'll be interesting to see how Staunton does against them in the second half.
United almost got one back from an unlikely source, Paul Parker. He pushed forward and he came close himself, Davey.
Yes, he had a shot at the edge of the box. He pushes forward all the time, as both Man United fullbacks do. The ball comes across here and it's knocked out. It's knocked out by the defender. He just comes across it and hits it. He was very unlucky it didn't go in at the far post.
Good strike, wasn't it, Alan?
Yeah, very. I mean, the move has actually started from the left-hand side and it's come all the way across. Now, he's obviously, he's been given a licence to go forward at any time he wants, and he's to be on his toes at any time. So he was on. There was actually an instance in the first half where there was nobody at the edge of the box. One of the times the ball was played out, that was later on. Again, they want their pressing all the time to get this equaliser.
Should United have had a penalty, Davey? Let's have a look at this. Parker was pushing forward, but it was Pallister who was involved in this one. Now, what do you make of this one, Davey?
I think the referee got it right on this occasion. I think it certainly was a foul. I think he's come forward, knocked the ball out of the defender's reach, but I think he was just on the edge of the box when the defender played him. I think the referee this time got it right.
Two big physical boys. Two big physical boys there pushing each other. Yeah, I think he did get the right result. It'd have been a bit of an injustice from my old team if they didn't get a penalty against them.
For your old team,
yeah,
the United fans thought it might have been a penalty by their reaction.
Yeah, I think it was the right decision though.
What do you think? On the balance of chances, Alan, it went in United's favour, but they can't finish, they can't score at the moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of really unusual. I said right at the beginning, it was Villa were having problems finishing. It's kind of tailor-made in a way that Villa really hit them on the break, because Manchester United have had a lot of possession and they've defended stoutly and really well, obviously, because United haven't scored. I think that the pattern of play will go the same. I see United having a lot of possession, but they've still got to break Aston Villa down.
Would you go with that, Davey?
Yeah, I think so. I think after the goal was scored, a bit of the fluency went out of Manchester United's play. I think they've got to get it together in the second half and start passing the ball again. And I can see them getting back in the game, but it'll be very hard. As Alan said, the way the game's set up now, Man U will push forward so much and Villa may have a chance to break and get another one. But it could still be very tight.
But they'll attack from the word go again at the start of the second half, you would feel?
Certainly, they're 1-0 down now. Man U must come out and have a go now.
I don't think they play any other way, Man United, really. I mean, they are an attacking team. You've got guys down one side, Kanchelskis and the other, and Keane and Ensign, and everybody breaking their back to get into the box. So yeah, you certainly see them coming out and giving Aston Villa everything they've got.
Alec Ferguson has got Lee Sharp and Brian McClair on the bench, and of course the longer it goes on, Alan, he might be forced into making a change. McClair scored in a Wembley final, scored a winner in the past.
Yeah, you've got to think about, I'm sure he'll have it in his mind already. I mean, not to change it yet, but if it goes any further, certainly to make a change. I don't know how soon he would make it. Alex is a man for that. On the other side, Villa have got Houghton they can bring on. If it stays like that, for somebody to put the foot on the ball and take the sting out of it a little bit, if Villa can get the ball back and keep possession. Ron Atkinson's got an ace up his sleeve with Ray Houghton.
Villa have surprised us, haven't they?
They certainly have. Everybody thought Man U were just going to come and win this game easily. But they've certainly seemed though they're up for this game today. I think this is the first part of a treble for Man U, and I don't think any of them want Man U to go away with this. So they've really been up for the game, and they look as though they've got a fair chance of winning it now.
Okay, well let's now return to Wembley. The second half live. Back to you, Jerry.
Welcome back everyone to Wembley Stadium. Both teams have come onto the field. Ron Atkinson now going to take up his position on the bench. And a quick check around shows no changes in either line-up. Villa have Ray Houghton and Neil Cox on the bench. Lee Sharp and Brian McClair, as you heard a short time ago, on the bench for Manchester United. So it'll be interesting to see how Manchester United react. No doubt there'll be some stern words from Alex Ferguson at half-time. He'll not be happy about the way the goal was lost, although Delian Atkinson put it away extremely well. Matt Sim in possession at the moment. But United have treated us all to exhilarating football and the majestic flow of football throughout the season, but the bottom line is that nothing has yet been won, and I'm sure that's something these players are well aware of. Here's Cantona for United. It's Ince. McGrath responds, and forward come Villa. It's played out to Saunders. He's being watched by Pallister. Back it goes to Townsend. This is the scorer, Atkinson. Well, broke down there as Fenton trying to get it back through to him. This is Keane now for United to Kanchelskis.
I mean, Aston Villa never attacked a great deal in the first half, but on a few occasions they did. They certainly looked dangerous and caused the United defence a few problems.
Here come United now. Giggs losing out there to Staunton. Ryan Giggs popping up on the right side of the field there. This is Staunton to Townsend. That's Steve Bruce, the United captain who skippered them to League Cup success here a couple of years ago. United's only success in the League Cup so far. Here comes Kanchelskis to Hughes. Villa again with plenty of players behind the ball. This is Cantona. Keane playing it through, looking for Irwin. But, again, good defending by Daly and Atkinson. He popped up in that position quite a lot during the first half to support Errol Barrett, his full-back. This is Gary Pallister for United to Keane. Now it's Cantona. Kanchelskis. It's cleared by McGrath to Staunton. Of course, so much at stake for Aston Villa this afternoon. A place in Europe up for grabs. It's Daly sending in the ball, but it's behind for the goal kick. Well, Ron Atkinson said before kick-off time today that his team really had to go out and have a go at Manchester United. There was no point in simply trying to stop them play. United made an excellent start to the match, but Villa clawed their way back into it, and they lead by 1-0. And Paul McGrath will no doubt be relishing playing against his old club this afternoon. I'm told that he has a book coming out shortly, which is rather critical of Alex Ferguson. But here's a chance now for United, and Kanchelskis showing great pace there. But Sean Teal was very alert indeed.
He's played very, very well indeed, Sean Teal, and that was a terrific recovery tackle there.
So it's Giggs who hits the end swinger, and the goalkeeper gets the touch. It's Kanchelskis to Parker. This is Giggs. Giggs operating out on the right-hand side at times in the early stages of the second half. But, wandering back into the middle of the field now.
Yeah, Kanchelskis picks this one up nicely on the edge of the box, but I mean that was first-class defending by Sean Teal.
And there it is again, sending a long one forward. Sent away by Bruce. This is Tony Daly though, stepping in for Villa. Townsend, looking for Daly again. Parker's with him all the way though. It's given away. Battle going on for possession. It's Roy Keane coming back to give a hand to Parker. And Teal sends it out for the throw to Manchester United. On Atkinson. He knows it's a very important afternoon for him. He's won trophies at his other clubs, which include, of course, Manchester United, but he's still to pick up silverware with Aston Villa. And here's Kanchelskis again. The ball drops away to the far side to Ryan Giggs. The early cross from him. In comes Keane, and that's out for the throw to Villa.
Well, they've certainly played some nice football when they're pushing forward, Manchester United, but the bottom line is Bosnich hasn't had a great deal to do, and then I think Alec Ferguson will be looking for his players to get more of their shots on target.
Well, I wonder what's going through Alec Ferguson's mind at the moment. The treble slipping away. I know his mind is very much on the Premiership, but no one wants to take second prizes in a Wembley final. But a vital spell coming up now for United. This match this afternoon, they visit Blackburn. Next week they'll also have a game against Liverpool and then an FA Cup semi-final. Here's Hughes, and he wins a corner kick. McGrath doing enough to block his intentions.
Yeah, it was an important block as well, because after the initial good control with Mark Hughes on the chest, he picked out Cantona at the near post. He was in a little bit of space, and it was a very important block with Paul McGrath.
Yeah, United pushing just about everyone forward. Bruce is up there, so too is Pallister.
Well, that was half a chance, and Bosnich's not happy with the referee. He felt that when he was coming out for that cross, his run was blocked. And when Giggs whips in the corner, Bosnich comes out, and he's trying to say Mark Hughes blocked his run, but that was a chance for Gary Pallister.
This is Tony Daly for Aston Villa, who still lead by 1-0. Daly and Atkinson the scorer after 25 minutes. We've gone just over 7 minutes of the second half. This is McGrath for Villa. And the challenge being made there by Fenton, but an illegal one, says the referee. Graham Fenton. Very much an exciting prospect for Villa. What an afternoon for him. He made his debut just a few months back.
He's actually made a contribution to the Villa side this afternoon, and certainly the occasion hasn't got the better of him.
Well, there are the Manchester United substitutes, Ryan McClair and Lee Sharp. I wonder if Alec Ferguson is contemplating a change. Ryan McClair, of course, scored him the winner a couple of years ago. But Alec Ferguson a moment ago looking very animated indeed over at the United bench. But still play rages on. This is Ince trying to pick his way through. Now it's Keane, Kanchelskis. Again Villa getting players back. They're queuing up for Kanchelskis. He does well. What a burst of pace, but that ball's out of play. It just went over the line. But the likes of Tony Daly going back there to help Steve Staunton, and that's been very much a feature of Villa's play this afternoon on both flanks. The likes of Daly getting back to support his fullback on one side, and Daly and Atkinson going back to help out Errol Barrett on the other. But Kanchelskis just failing to keep that one in play after a tremendous burst of pace past the two Villa players.
Yeah, he's got unbelievable acceleration, but certainly Villa are making it hard for the two wide men, Giggs and Kanchelskis, with doubling up. Atkinson's helping out Barrett, and the same's happening on the other side with Staunton, Sean Theo. But by and large, the whole Villa side have worked extremely hard in this game, and certainly their front through in defensive situations have been helping out on numerous occasions.
So that's out for the throw to Villa. And Paul Parker there, 29 years of age now. And there's Peter Schmeichel, who got himself suspended for this match. It's Parker in there again. He certainly battled well against Daly this afternoon. Now it's Hughes. Cantona, who's been rather quiet of late, and caught there by Atkinson. Now it's Pallister for United. Parker. Bruce. So that's 10 minutes of the second half played. Villa leading by 1-0. And that's Richardson making the initial clearance. Now it's Staunton. It's Hughes battling away with Townsend. It breaks to Kanchelskis. He goes on the outside of Staunton, and there's Daly back again, doing some sterling defensive work. But United have the throw, tight in against the corner flag, and Daly losing a boot in those exchanges. He decides to leave it what it is, and now United have themselves a corner kick. And again, that's the signal for Pallister and Bruce to move forward. In comes a corner, it's missed by everyone. And behind for the goal kick. Oh, Mark Bosnick's looking relieved.
Well, a dangerous corner kicks, these, when you whip them in with pace like that. It's difficult for goalkeepers as well when there's so many bodies around in the 6-yard box.
Well, Bosnick, who might well have been playing for United this afternoon, but his Australian visa ran out at a critical time. He returned home, and then Aston Villa nipped in and got his services. And it's been a good piece of business for them. It's Pallister for United to Hughes. This is Cantona. Kanchelskis is wide, but Cantona decides to move inside. He's supported by Keane. It's laid off by Hughes. It's Keane again. Better play by United. It's Ince trying to get through. He's well challenged though. And it's Villa now on the break. This is Townsend. It's Saunders. Atkinson's well forward. He tries to thread the ball through to him. It comes off Parker though. It's picked up now by Ryan Giggs. Cantona's away to his left. Good ball from him through to Keane. Still Cantona moving forward. Here he is again. Villa getting players behind the ball every time there's a threat. This is Parker to Kanchelskis. Kanchelskis being forced across the field. Here he is again. Barrett tackling well. There's a real break on here now for Villa. Still it's Barrett. He's got Daly ahead of him. And Pallister makes the challenge. Still Tony Daly has the ball. Villa getting plenty of players forward. This is Barrett. Trying to take on Irwin. That's good defending by Dennis Irwin. Now it's Pallister. Hughes. Switch of play to Paul Parker, who's got a bit of space. Long one played through now, looking for Hughes. Richardson's there though. It's the Villa captain taking possession again. Villa playing with plenty of confidence. Surviving a sticky opening spell in the first half. And then taking the lead after 25 minutes through Daly and Atkinson. This is Graham Fenton. Saunders. Richardson. Daly. Challenged by Keane and Parker. It's Parker who gets in the challenge up. The one that mattered. Still Villa have it as Townsend trying to force a play through, but cleared by Pallister, only as far as Barrett. And that's out for the throw to Manchester United.
Well, they certainly went a little bit flat, Manchester United. I just wonder, well, there we are. It looks as if they're going to bring Lee Sharp onto the action. He's obviously a little bit short of match practice, but scored a couple of goals in the league match at Highbury last week, and he's obviously going to come on in one of the wide areas.
This is Keane. That's Ince. It's an hour gone here at Wembley Stadium in this Coca-Cola Cup final. Aston Villa leading Manchester United by 1-0. And it's Villa in possession. This is Dean Saunders. Switching the play to Tony Daly. Daly trying the shot there. It comes off Steve Bruce and goes behind for the corner kick to Aston Villa. So Sealy winding up the troops, getting his defence organised. United certainly can't afford to lose another one here. It's headed away by Pallister. This is Barrett trying the shots, but not enough to trouble Sealy. Nope, he's anxious to get on with things, shouting towards the ball boys, but Errol Barrett there, he's one goal in this tournament so far, having a crack at goal. It's an important goal too, the winner against Spurs at White Hart Lane. So the substitution about to take place. Well, it's Ryan Giggs who's going off. He hasn't quite ignited this afternoon, so he'll be greatly disappointed.
Yeah, I looked at the start of the game, Jerry, as well, as if Ryan Giggs was going to have one of those marvellous days and excite everybody, but it's never quite worked out. But if you think Kanchelskis is quick, wait to see Lee Sharp when he runs forward. He's got blistering pace. He's a straight replacement for Giggs out on the left side of the field.
Cantona beaten to the ball there by McGrath, but Ince digging in hard. Barrett reacted splendidly, preventing Sharp from getting a touch. This is Parker, goes down by Daly, plays it through for Kanchelskis. And the cover provided by Sean Teal, as Kanchelskis sprinted away. Ferguson looking on anxiously there. But you've really got to hand it to Villa. They've done extremely well so far, but here's Kanchelskis. It's left by Ince, it's Hughes. He was well blocked here by McGrath. That was a vital challenge. It's played in by Keane. It's away by Barrett. Returned by Irwin. It's McGrath for Villa. This is Pallister getting the touch. Now it's Sharp. Well challenged by Barrett. Atkinson again is back helping in defence. Plays it to Saunders. He loses it off to Townsend. Challenged by Hughes. And the referee awards the free kick to Aston Villa.
When Aston Villa have been put under pressure, really their defence and certainly their central defenders, Paul McGrath and Sean Teal, have been really quite magnificent.
Parker reacts well there, under threat from Daly. This is Keane. Irwin. Well, a chancy ball by Keane, picked up now by Steve Bruce as captain. A long one for Kanchelskis. Staunton watches it carefully, does well under pressure. This is Richardson. Slid off by Saunders. It's Fenton. Townsend. Richardson again to Staunton. Little touch there by Fenton to Atkinson to Saunders, and it's cut out by Pallister. It's Roy Keane trying to get forward, but the ball breaks away to Richardson. This is Daly. It's Daly against Parker. Going in outside of the defender, getting in the cross. It's a good one and well handled by Sealy, and it had to be because Dean Saunders was racing in, so too was Daly and Atkinson, but it's United now on the counter-attack. It's Lee Sharp. This is Hughes. Irwin. It was well cut out by Barrett. A touch from Atkinson to Townsend. This is Daly.
Well, they're certainly playing some nice controlled football now, Aston Villa, knocking the ball about the way Manchester United were in the first 15 minutes of the game. Now culminating that lovely cross with Tony Daly that Les Sealy did well to cut out.
So that's 20 minutes of the second half gone. Aston Villa leading Manchester United here at Wembley Stadium by 1 goal to 0. The scorer Dylan Atkinson after 25 minutes of the first half. And here's Cantona turning nicely against Staunton. Picking out Kanchelskis, chooses the middle. And it's hammered high and behind by Paul McGrath. Good defending again.
Yeah, I think he picked the wrong option there, although I think he had an opportunity to tee Mark Hughes up and put the ball in along the 6-yard line instead of cutting it back for Mark Hughes.
In comes the corner kick, the goalkeeper commits himself, he's under a lot of pressure, Keane's in there. Pallister gets a touch, this is Kanchelskis. It's Cantona providing the cross, the goalkeeper commits himself again, and a misunderstanding between him and Paul McGrath. McGrath not at all happy with the goalkeeper, still play goes on, and that ball's out of play.
Yeah, Paul McGrath not at all happy with his goalkeeper there, he obviously never get any shout whatsoever. You know, the ball gets whipped in here, Bosnich comes running out here, but obviously no call. Paul McGrath doesn't get a call from Bosnich at all.
We'll play underway again. This is Fenton, who's coming more and more into this match, causing United problems. He's really gained in confidence. There he is again. And it's Keane who sends it to Steve Bruce. Now it's Parker. United looking for a bit of inspiration, but finding it oh so difficult against a team that's defending extremely well and playing very effectively indeed. Here's Pollins. This is Kanchelskis, took his eye off the ball there. This is Teal. And the referee awards a free kick to Villa. Given away there by Ince. Nice challenge on Teal. So here come Villa. It's Fenton again to Saunders. Richardson finding Townsend. That's Teal to Staunton. This is Daly. Fenton, back to Daly it goes. This could be trouble here for Manchester United. And the ball dripping away from Daly and Atkinson. And the free kick, in fact, given against Atkinson. A little nudge there on Dennis Irwin.
Well, that was well played with young Graham Fenton again. I really do think he's had a marvellous match, considering he's not played that many times in the Aston Villa first side, and certainly no signs of tiring either.
Villa continue to play with confidence. They continue to lead Manchester United by 1-0. This is Bruce. It's headed away by Teal. It's Staunton going across with Keane. Keane got there, but that ball just running away from him. Behind for the goal kick.
I think Aston Villa have probably improved from the first half, playing a little bit better, and Manchester United, well, there's not a great deal happening for them in this second half. I think it's still important that they play with a lot of patience and don't push players forward willy-nilly and leave big gaps at the back, because with people like Atkinson about, Daly, Dean Saunders, they're liable to capitalise on that. And I feel if Manchester United were to lose another goal now, the game would be beyond them.
It's Pallister's header. Chased down by Richardson. This is McGrath. And the offside flag is up as Dean Saunders trying to break forward. Well, of course, Ron Atkinson denied Manchester United the League Cup a few years back when he was at Sheffield Wednesday. And it looks as though he could do it again this afternoon and destroy the dream of the treble. But from a Villa point of view, there's a place in the UEFA Cup up for grabs this afternoon. And they went out of that competition very early indeed this season, which was a big disappointment to them, to Deportivo La Coruña. And they're out of the FA Cup, but here's the chance on now for United. A chance for the substitute, Lee Sharp. But United have the corner kick
I don't know what he was thinking about here, and Matt Hughes knocks it into his path, and he's got to hit this one first time, but he tries to pull it down. You just don't get time to pull the ball down.
Now that will raise the hopes of the United fans. This is Ince. That's sharp. Kanchelskis. Well, I wonder what Ryan Giggs would have done with that chance. But the substitution's been made. And that's the way it goes. This is Irwin. Kanchelskis. Now it's Parker. Hughes. Good play by Hughes. He does well to get in the cross. Turned away well from his marker. That's Fenton playing away from the danger area. Great play by Dean Saunders, getting away from Irwin. He needs some support here. Atkinson's racing through the middle. Fenton follows up well to keep possession, but just hurries things a bit. But again, there was good play by Fenton, who was in at the heart of that move, and he certainly kept backing up his colleagues. But a great turn initially by Saunders, who got away from Dennis Irwin, which is no mean feat. That's McGrath's header. It's Daly. Staunton. Villa with no one forward at the moment. Bruce for United to Hughes, who's come deep. There's the ball about towards Kanchelskis. He keeps it in. Here's Cantona. Again, a great block by McGrath. It's Ince who plays it in.
Well, that was another great chance. Matt Hughes there, I think, just getting Lee Sharp's way, because Lee Sharp was running onto that cross, and he'd have been much better off attempting the header. Kanchelskis whips this one in first time. Really good cross. It's knocked down. Paul Ince whips it back across the goals, and Lee Sharp's running in here at the back of Matt Hughes, but Matt Hughes decides he'll have a go at the header and really just get in one another's way.
Time running away from Manchester United. Still they look for the opening, for a flash of inspiration. Cantona has been extremely quiet. This was a stage that Manchester United hoped he would use this afternoon before his 5-match suspension. There's Kanchelskis tumbling. Play on, says the referee. This is Saunders, who's got through a power of work this afternoon, keeping that ball in play. The referee stepping in and awarding the free kick. The face of Alec Ferguson there tells the story. The Villa fans in full cry. It's been 17 long years. And the team now getting closer and closer to the trophy. This is Cantona. Then Villa stand firm. It's Steve Bruce for United. Way by Staunton. And that's Villa's ball.
I don't think it's really a case of Manchester United playing poorly. I think just Aston Villa just haven't allowed them to play. Certainly not allowed them to play the way they liked it.
Townsend finds Atkinson. Switched over now to Tony Daly, taking on Parker, going on the outside, stumbles, and the free kick immediately awarded by referee Keith Cooper.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't a bad free kick to give away, because there was 4 Aston Villa players in the box there, waiting on Tony Daly's cross coming in.
So just under 15 minutes left. Aston Villa continue to lead by 1-0 here at the Wembley Stadium. And now Wes Seeley and his defence. face a fresh threat. Tony Daly back on his feet, and Villa ready to take this free kick. Sean Teal has moved forward, played into the near post, and delight for Ron Atkinson. 75 minutes gone. Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 0. Les Sealy can't quite believe it. Caught in there at his near post.
Well, we've just changed the free kick at the very last second here, and Dean Saunders just does enough to get his shin to it on his boot. Looks as though Staunton's going to whip the free kick in, but he decided on the end swinger. Saunders makes the run to the near post and just gets enough of a connection to put it past Les Sealy. You've got to imagine that Manchester United will not come back from 2-0 down, because they're finding difficulty enough breaking this Aston Villa defence down.
So Saunders, who helped make the first goal, scores the second, and United will have to respond immediately. This is Kanchelskis, and it's headed behind by Townsend. So Dean Saunders, his third goal in the competition.
And full match to Villa there as well. It was a bright and inventive free kick.
It's Sharp who takes the corner. This is Roy Keane, and the header just over the top from Mark Hughes. Well, the celebrations have started among the Villa fans, but this was Keane just a moment ago providing the cross ball, but the header from Hughes, no real threat to Mark Bosnich.
You look here, I mean, it looks as if Staunton's going to take this. All of a sudden it's Sean Teal that whips it in. Dean Saunders does the rest.
This is Townsend. Now the offside flag is up against Saunders. Well, one end of the stadium with the flags waving, the banners waving, and the other end absolutely silent. This is Pallister for United. It's headed away by Sean Teal, who's had a tremendous game in the heart of the Villa defence. A stumble there by Parker. Still United have it though through Kanchelskis. This is Sharp. It's away by McGrath. Returned by Irwin. Teal's there, but the flag had gone up on the far side. And it's a free kick to Aston Villa. Well, Ron Atkinson's criterion has always been, does he enjoy the standard that his teams produce? But this afternoon, I think he'll be well pleased. Meanwhile, Villa making a change. Cox, who's a defender, an under-21 player, coming on.
I think Steve Staunton's going off here. He got injured, he damaged his shin in a collision earlier with Roy Keane, and he's been struggling a bit in the last 5 minutes. And they'll just switch things round about just now. They'll put Neil Cox on the right back and push Eric Barrett over to left back.
There are just over 10 minutes left here at Wembley Stadium. Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 0. United's treble hopes fading. But it's been very much Villa's afternoon. This is Hughes. Ince losing out. Saunders, who's made such a tremendous contribution. Now it's Daly. That was a foul on him that led to the free kick for the second goal.
They've played it nicely in the middle of the park in the second half. Aston Villa, Andy Townsend and Kevin Richardson using all their experience to keep possession. and calm things down a bit. But there's been a lot of exceptional performances in the Villa side, and to be fair, they've worked incredibly hard here this afternoon.
It's Richardson. A complete miss kick by Seeley. The Villa fans cheering their team over these final minutes. 9 to play. Here come United. That's Irwin to Sharp. Sharp trying to battle his way through. But, again, too many Villa players around him. They're working so hard for one another. Here's Graham Fenton, just 19 years of age, minutes away from picking up his first medal. This is Saunders. And he topples to the ground, but there was no challenge made on him, no real challenge there. Steve Bruce is breaking out of defence now. He knows time is running away. This is Kanchelskis, who posed such a threat in the first half, and he's had several good runs in the second half. Nothing quite coming off for him. Here he is again, taking on Sean Teal. Claims for handball there, but the referee points out towards the corner flag. United push everyone forward. Well, there's Doug Ellis, the chairman of Villa, and in the 12 years or so he's held that post, Villa have not won a trophy. So he'll have fingers crossed over these final minutes. In comes the corner, and again it's a corner kick to Manchester United. Sean Teal, as ever, in the thick of the action.
He's had a sensational game, Sean Teal. Just won every single header, every single tackle that he's went in for.
The goalkeeper commits himself, gets the touch. Keane drives it back through. Hughes is there, and United get one back. Mark Hughes for Manchester United. Alec Ferguson leaps from the bench, checks his watch. There are 8 minutes left, and Mark Hughes throws a lifeline to Manchester United with his 19th goal of the season and his 5th in this tournament.
Yeah, it looked a goal out of nothing when Roy Keane knocks this one back in, but Mark Hughes controls it, gets a little bit of the break of the ball there, and just toe pokes it into the back of the net. All started with this corner. Wasn't it once again not particularly convincing coming for a corner kick? Roy Keane knocks it back in. Mark Hughes tries to back heel it into the net, turns around, it's landed at his feet and he's knocked it into the net. We're going to have some last 8 minutes here.
Meanwhile, there's an offside decision, and United are going to make another change. Brian McClare is coming on, and off goes the United skipper, Steve Bruce. Well, Alec Ferguson going for broke, as he has to. The long ball played in, looking for Hughes. He gets a touchdown, and Villa now have a bigger challenge in their hands than they imagined. This is Irwin, playing it through for Sharp. He's challenged here by Cox initially. This is Irwin whipping in the cross. Kanchelskis gets a touch. Sean Teal sends the ball high in the air. United have ignited. The high one into the middle. Again it's Sean Teal. Daly's back helping out in defence. Whips it all away from the danger area. Oh, a good solid challenge there by Paul Parker. It had to be because Graham Fenton was racing it. Here's McClare. Looking for Hughes. Villa stand for him. This is Richardson. It's played through by Daly. Just over 5 minutes left here at Wembley Stadium. Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 1. Atkinson and Saunders for Villa. Hughes for United. Again Villa get it away from the danger area. A little touch there from Pallister. Laid off by McClare. This is Pallister. Still it's Pallister. It's Cantona. He tees it up for it, and he's blocked there by McGrath. and Richardson. Still United have it. And the ball runs out of play for the throw-in to Villa.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a long 4 minutes for Ron Atkinson. United piling on the pressure. But there we see the goal again. Bosnic this full second half just has not been convincing dealing with corner kicks.
Alistair plays in the high wing. Cantona is there with a touch. No, it's Kanchelskis who tumbled, but the referee will up with the play, tells him to get on with it. There are 4 minutes left. It's Tony Daly for Villa. Strongly challenged by Roy Keane, who's getting through a power of work. The offside flag though goes up as the high ball was played towards the Villa penalty area. Alec Ferguson out there with some instructions. That time not on his side. That ball's out of play, indicates a linesman, but yeah, the referee has spotted the flag now. So throw in to Manchester United.
I think Aston Villa would just like now to get the ball high up the pitch and keep possession in the corner areas of the field, but at this moment in time they just can't get possession.
Just under 3 minutes to go. Villa are leading by 2 goals to 1 with United in possession. Keane plays it through. Oh, it's a marvellous save by Bosnic. Well, Mark Hughes can't believe it. Hughes turning, hitting that one with plenty of power. And Bosnic diving to his left to push the ball behind for the corner. Well, a real grandstand finish here by United. And it's Sean Teal who made contact. It's another corner to United. Well, the long ball was floated in by Keane.
It certainly looked like a goal.
Great effort by Hughes. In comes a corner again. Pallister's up there, but Villa standing for him. It's Roy Keane with 2 minutes to play. Back it goes to Cantona. Atkins is back defending. This is Pallister. Parker plays it to the far side now for Irwin. The goalkeeper left his line, then retreated. Parker trying to force it through. And Richardson takes no chance, just gets it away from the danger area, which is a wise thing to do. There are 90 seconds left, plus any injury time to be added on by the referee. It's Irwin sending it across. Cantona's there at the far side, but well handled on that occasion by Mark Bosnic.
Well, I don't think he's looked particularly comfortable in crosses all afternoon, but he certainly pulled out the save of the afternoon there from Mark Hughes, because Mark Hughes really smashed that shot there. It was a terrific save with Bosnic that turned it round the post.
We're inside the final minute. This is Daly and Atkinson teeing it up for Daly. This could finish it. Off the post, here's Daly and Atkinson. It's blocked on the line now. But the referee is pointing down towards the penalty spot. I think Kanchelskis, who was back helping in defence, conceded it.
Well, here it comes here. Obviously, when you're piling people forward, there's always a chance that you're going to get caught in a counter-attack. It was a good strike by Daly that come off the post, but as you can clearly see there, Kanchelskis with deliberate handball, and the referee had no alternative but to point to the penalty spot.
And of course he stopped the goal-scoring opportunity. And the red card is shown to her. That is an ordering off offence. Well, it's all falling apart for Manchester United. They've lost Schmeichel to a red card. Cantona's been sent off in 2 consecutive matches, and now Kanchelskis goes off, and he really has no complaint because he stopped the ball on the line with his arm. That's an ordering off offence. We're now into injury time.
It's just been a great pity because the referees had an easy job this afternoon thanks to the players. The players have played this game in a great spirit, and it's just a shame that somebody could get ordered off in that fashion, but that's the rules.
So now, to put it beyond all doubt, Saunders smashes the ball into the net. It's Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1. What an afternoon for Dean Saunders. He made the first goal, he scored the second, now he's got the third. Dejection from Sealy and from Kanchelskis, who's still standing behind the goal. But Saunders making an expert job of the kick, driving it solidly into the back of the net. What an afternoon he's had. That's a minute now of injury time played. So United kick off, but it's all too late for them now. Well, an afternoon of high drama here. Still it continues. It's a free kick to United. It's Keane who takes it. And again, good defending by Sean Teal. There goes the final whistle. Aston Villa have won the League Cup. We'll have a break here. Rejoin us in a... Welcome back to Wembley Stadium as the Manchester United players pick up their runners-up medals. The disappointment there on their faces. Ryan Giggs, who's had such a splendid season, so disappointed. Paul Ince there as well. But the afternoon belongs very much to Aston Villa. Manchester United's hopes of becoming the first English club to win the treble have disappeared, and there are big games ahead of them. They face Liverpool in midweek, then they have Blackburn. But the afternoon belongs to Villa, and they're led up now to receive the trophy by their captain Kevin Richardson. It's the original League Cup which will be presented, the three-handled trophy. Aston Villa were the first winners way back in 1961, and they've won it now for the fourth time, which equals the record of Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. Delight among the Villa players, and the trophy being presented by Nat Lofthouse, who was introduced to the teams before kick-off time. So what a moment for Kevin Richardson. 17 long years Aston Villa fans have waited for success. The chairman, Doug Ellis, there in the background, and his first taste of success as chairman of a very famous club. Mark Bosnich there, who brought off that incredible save from Mark Hughes with the match finally balanced, and Dean Saunders very much the hero of the afternoon, helping make the first goal, scoring the second, and then finishing it all off from the penalty spot. And what an afternoon for young Graham Fenton as well. Brought into the side at the expense of Ray Houghton, and Kevin Richardson has been awarded the man of the match trophy, the Alan Hardacre trophy, which is named after the former league secretary. And Ron Atkinson, a very happy man indeed, in his first trophy with Villa. Twice he's denied Manchester United here at Wembley Stadium, once with Sheffield Wednesday and now today with Aston Villa. And Gordon McQueen, we've really got to hand it to Aston Villa for a tremendous performance.
Yeah, I think they deserved it. I mean, obviously Manchester United had a lot of early pressure, but never really capitalised on it. And Aston Villa held firm. Great performances for guys like that coming down the stairs. Sean Teal, who I know Kevin Richardson got the man of the match, but for me, he was by far the best player in the field. But it's just ironic that the one time Ron Atkinson did lose here in a League Cup final, and the Manchester United side I played that day went up for a loser's medal.
Well, let's go back now to Jim White. What a finish, 3-1 Villa. Time for another break coming up very shortly. Just before we go to that, Davey, we couldn't be more wrong. We fancied Manchester United very, very strongly, but full marks to Villa.
Yes, not the best performance you'll see from United, but as you say, full marks to Villa. To me today, the important players for Manchester United, Villa just didn't allow them to play. Yeah. Ryan Giggs, Cantona, people like that just didn't have their best games, and that's only down to the defensive work that Villa done.
Rambo got it right. We'll be speaking to you in a minute. Time for another break, but we'll be talking some more to Davey and Alan in a couple of minutes' time.
Last year, I mean, we know it's a one-off game. They're hyped up. We said they're not coming off the greatest of runs. They come off 2 defeats and they go and beat Manchester United at Wembley. I mean, they said Graham Fenton get man of the match. Every defender for me was the man of the match for Villa. They defended stoutly, they were under a lot of pressure, and they came out winning 3-1.
It just was not going to be United's day, and we saw that when Pallister had a great chance early on the second half, Davy, but the goal wouldn't have stood anyway had he scored it.
Yeah, well, you had the feeling 10 minutes into the second half, I think we were saying that things weren't dropping for Manchester United today, and it had the look of a Villa victory. But I think on that occasion, Pallister's always dangerous from set pieces, but I think the keeper was blocked here by Mark Hughes, so that one wouldn't have counted. But he's always dangerous in that situation.
Of course, the same Gordon McQueen scored from that very spot at Wembley one day. Great defensive play throughout the afternoon by Villa, though, Alan.
Yeah, they were very, very good. I mean, having said, we thought that they might be under a little bit even more pressure. I mean, they were in the game a lot more in the beginning than I thought they would be, Villa. But they still had to defend stoutly, and this is exactly what they did. I mean, Errol Barrett was absolutely superb for me, and he was playing against. I mean, I've brought Sharp on and I've taken Ryan Giggs off. I mean, that can't be easy for him. And the other side, Staunton was superb as well against Kanchelskis. And then, if they did get the ball in the box, Taylor McGrath were up to everything, although they were under pressure constantly.
So, as Alan says, Davy, Lee Sharp came on and he immediately had a chance.
Yes, he brought Lee Sharp on for Ryan Giggs, and he did have a chance. The ball came across, and I think it was knocked into his path here early by Mark Hughes. And to me, he should have taken the ball maybe first time.
First timed it,
He's dwelled in the shot and allowed, I think it was Steve Staunton, to come across and knock it out. If they'd have played it first time, he may have got a goal there. But he just dwelt that minute too, and it knocked away for a corner.
We thought it was maybe a strange substitution, Alan Giggs of all people. I mean, he could turn a game.
I wouldn't have really. I mean, we said again, you know, Alex is a man. He makes the decisions. I personally, obviously, I wouldn't have taken off Ryan Giggs. It's a brave decision to do so, and it almost paid off for him right away with Sharp getting in there. But he had his reasons. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him.
But Sharp and Hughes really began to work well together, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, I mean, Mark played a superb header into him, and like David said, I think he possibly could have taken it first time. Would have got. Again, all you can say is a pat in the back for the Aston Villa defender there.
But then those two players, Sharp and Hughes, got in each other's way, David, the next time they threw an attack upfield. Yes,
I think they were both going for the one ball here. It's a great ball, and Kanchelskis plays it in early. That's Cantona. Inns plays a great ball back in.
There, that was the moment,
at the back post, yeah. I think if they'd have maybe stayed off at the back, he may have had a chance to chest it down and play it in, but they both went for the header and unfortunately got in each other's way here.
And that's when you really do realise it's not going to be their day. And then, of course, what happens? They go up the field, Villa, and Saunders scores for them. Yeah. I said that they might be difficult or rather dangerous on the break, and that's almost exactly what happened. I mean, if I can say, when I was at Aston Villa, they used to. I'm saying the regime's changed now. They use this free kick as well. Instead of playing out from the goalkeeper in towards the goal, Saunders was the first man. The ball comes to him first. He just gets a touch on it. He doesn't know where the goals are. He's directing it on, and the goal's in the back of the ball's in the back of the net. Still plenty of fight to Davy from United, and of course Hughes brought them temporarily back into it.
Yeah, well, they needed a goal badly at that time, and Mark Hughes got the goal, but he still had the feeling that it wasn't going to be their day. But for 5 or 6 minutes, Villa were under severe pressure after this goal. He took it well at the end of the day, he stopped it and tucked it away in the far corner, and then we had a fight for the last 5-6 minutes.
Does really well here because he doesn't really exactly know where the ball is, assesses the situation quickly, and gets his first touch in, and it's a great goal. A typical Mark Hughes goal, snooping about.
What about Bosnich? Maybe not a strong enough punch in the ball?
I thought he was to blame for the goal, not by stopping it. I thought he never came and when he was coming for corners or crosses, he never came really and commanded his box he would have thought of. And at that time, when the ball came out to Kanchelskis and was played back in, you know, he was maybe not around, you know, in the area he should be, and I thought he was to blame there.
But then he was a hero. I mean,
yeah,
United threw everything but the kitchen sink at Villa at that stage, and Bosnich brought off a tremendous save, David.
Yeah, this was a marvellous save. This is what's probably won them the cup at the end of the day. Mark Hughes has hit a tremendous shot from the edge of the box, and how he got his hand to this, I don't know. He tugged it around the post. Marvellous save.
Terrific.
If the game had gone to extra time there, anything could have happened. But he's kept his team in it there, and then they've gone up and done it again.
Again, typical Hughes, isn't it?
Yeah. Half chance and he's there.
So what about the big finish, Alan? The penalty incident. You have to sympathise with Andrei Kanchelskis.
Oh yeah, if you're going to get sent off in a cup final, it's not good. The referee's right, according to the rules, obviously he's the last man. The fact that it's the 90th minute, I mean, it's a good breakaway, it's a great shot from Daly. Atkinson follows up, and unfortunately you can see better from the other angle. He definitely touches it with his left arm, and really the referee had no option. You can see here he definitely stops it.
There's always a chance this was going to happen in the latter stages of the game. Man U by this time were throwing everybody forward, and Villa have just kept their heads and on the break. And it's a bit sad to see a player going off in the last minute of a final like that, but the powers that be make the rules, and the referee had to go by it.
And you've got to sympathise with the referee, Davy, because he had to send him off.
Yeah, he possibly didn't want to send the guy off in a final like that, but there's people up in the stand, as they keep telling us, watching his performance as well, so they make the rules and he has to do it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, with
Davy
the looks
Cooper's just sympathised with a referee, Alan.
I know.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, not only that, he went for a team that were playing in green, which is probably unheard of.
First time in my life, I think.
They're well worth their victory, as Jerry says.
Yeah.
First trophy, 17 years, Alan. Quite magnificent.
No, absolutely. I mean, knowing obviously most of the people that were down there, I mean, they'll all be happy. It'll be a big night, and a few of the clubs down there this evening for sure. But I mean, even when it looked as though the game was running out at 2-0, and they get a goal back, and everybody's back on the edge of their seats. A great final, really, really superb.
And it's goodbye to the treble for United.
Yeah, everybody thought it was on this year, but Big Ron had other ideas. But again, you've got to give credit to Villa. They've obviously worked in the game and worked in the strong points, and they've come off victors here.
We didn't have a bet on the United treble, Davy, did we?
No, not at all.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right, well, let's leave the Coca-Cola Cup final then.